Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Welcome everyone, and thank you so much for stopping by to check out my latest video. And today I'm here continuing to work on the full deck challenge number 3 hosted by Shinuki Art here on YouTube. And this week's prompt is paper weaving. And again, we're supposed to carry over an item from the week before, and last week it was junk. And so I did have like this envelope, junk mail envelope that I did stamp on. And I had this envelope that I tore apart last week to use, and I still have part of it left. So I'm carrying over junk. And then this one I didn't use last week, but this also came off of an envelope. And so I'm going to use that one for paper weaving. And then I also had this scrap sitting on my desk, so I might throw that one in. I'm going to cut some paper strips. And again, besides carrying over an item, we're also to have one constant. And so I am choosing to use this rubber stamp every time. And I did stamp it already on this junk mail envelope. And then I also pulled out, last week I used half of this like little doily, like drink doily coaster thing. And I might use that. I also pulled out this older like cloth doily that has some like crocheting around it. I might try and cut the crochet edge off and use on this one. I did pull out from some scrapbooking paper embellishments this little flower. I also had this scrap sitting on my desk, so I grabbed that too because that kind of matched. I also grabbed this that was sitting on my desk in my scrap pile. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not. And same with these buttons, but I just figured I'd have a couple things on my desk to play with. And I also grabbed flat back pearls. I'm not quite sure if I'll use them or not. But I think that's enough of a start. So the first thing I think I'm going to do is just cut some paper strips for my paper weaving. So it looks like I'm just going to do some paper weaving to start with using some of my pieces here. And I think we'll do kind of this gray to start with. And I forgot to do these ones in there, but that's okay. We'll just see if I'll add them somewhere else on here or not. So I think that's going to be good. So I'm going to glue that down. All right, so that's what it looks like so far. And then let's see what else I have sitting here to play with. So I'm pretty sure I want to go do something like this somewhere on here. And then I wanted to kind of add this also. So I think I'm just going to cut around the edge of this one. So I think I like that, if I glue that down there. And, you know, maybe I could use a piece of this doily, this paper doily from last time, and maybe just cut it in half. Let's just cut it in half here and see what that looks like. So I think I like that. And then let's see. I just feel like I need a word or something on there. So I do have some of my words that I've typed up in the past. So I'm thinking I kind of like this one, be open to whatever comes next. So let's see how that fits on here. I think I could just layer that on here possibly somehow. I'm going to ink around the edges with it first though, with some Victorian Velvet Distress ink. And I apologize, I think I was off camera there for a minute. I had inked the edges and glued it onto one of those paper strips that I didn't use from some scrapbooking paper. And I think I'm also going to ink the edges on this little doily, this paper doily. Or it's a drink coaster, I guess, technically. And I'm also going to ink the edges on the scrapbooking paper flower image that I chose as kind of my focal point. So I'm going to go ahead and glue the eyelash trim to the back of this scrapbooking image. think I like the word kind of more towards the bottom, so I'm going to glue on some foam tape and we'll put it on the bottom here. And I think I'm just going to go around the edges with this little Pitt Artist pen. I just feel like it needs a little bit more contrast. Just going to grab a scrap piece of paper here. And I still feel like it needs a little bit something more, so I'm going to go grab some black scrap paper and I'm going to make some little dots, I think. Okay. I think I am happy with that one, so I will show you guys what that looks like. Again, it says be open to whatever comes next. And again, that's what it looks like. And I believe next week is Paper Doll is the theme. So thank you again, everybody, so much for watching. And hopefully I will see you back next time. Until then, have a wonderful day and happy crafting.